you want to make every client feel like a very important person. They're potentially your only client. They want to feel that level of support. And if we also look at other industries and what is considered VIP, there tends to be a lot of things that enhance the experience above and beyond what a general admission ticket would get. A VIP coach is one who is going to start thinking about what can I do for my clients that can enhance the experience they're already going to have.
Welcome to Marketing and Mindset for Wellness Coaches, the podcast for health coaches and wellness entrepreneurs just like you who are building a business, making the world a healthier place, and designing a first-class life. I'm your host, Kim Foster, MD and certified business coach, and I'm on a mission to help you up-level your strategy and raise your mindset so you can truly thrive and grow your business. Let's get started. Welcome to this episode of the Marketing and Mindset for Wellness Coaches podcast. I am really excited about today's topic because it's all about how to provide a VIP coaching experience for your clients, which is so crucial for your business growth, although I'm not sure that this gets enough attention in the online business space. There's a lot of noise out there about how to market your business and all kinds of shiny new things. But none of that is a substitute for providing a really excellent experience for your clients and the referrals that can result from that and the growth that you can experience in an authentic and organic way. I really believe in this topic, and so I was excited to be able to bring on today's guest who is also all about this idea. Matthew Wahlrath is a business coach and expert on creating high retention VIP coaching businesses and trust-based marketing. His company, Beyond Macros, helps nutrition and health coaches go from side hustle to full-time income while working part-time hours by providing clients a VIP experience. So during our conversation, we talk about so many things related to this idea of providing a VIP experience for your clients, and I think you're going to love it. Now, before we get to that interview, I just want to take a minute and tell you about the sponsor for today's episode. Meal Garden. Now, if you haven't heard of it before, Meal Garden is a very flexible meal planning software for health and wellness practitioners. It was designed to improve the way that you communicate and send nutrition information to your clients. It's an easy and efficient way to share professionally curated meals with clients. And one of the things that I love about Meal Garden is that it is constantly being updated. So how it works is this: you just jump onto the platform and quickly find the right meals and recipes. There are filters that will help you to quickly create plans and collections that best suit your clients' goals. And there are over 2,500 recipes in Meal Garden that have been reviewed by a team of health professionals, so you know that you are sending your clients accurate images and ingredients and directions. Now, once you find the meals that you need from there, you can easily create professional collections for your clients. And that saves you so much time. You can customize the plans that you create by adding your logo and changing the fonts and the colors, and then you just go ahead and share with your clients. Each of your clients will have a personalized and secure app accessible from any device. So this is a huge time saver and really allows you to add an additional service to your packages to make them even more appealing for your potential clients. So I'm going to include a special link in the show notes that allows you to try it out for 50% off for the first 3 months. So I really encourage you to give it a go. Okay, without further ado, let's get to my chat with Matthew Wahlrath. Hey, Matt, welcome to the podcast. I am so excited to have you here.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Kim.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to our conversation. Before we get into everything, though, all the good stuff that we're going to be talking about, I'd love for you to just tell us a little bit more about the journey that has brought you to the work that you do now.
Yeah, so starting from the end, right now, I help nutrition and health coaches build a business where they're able to earn a full-time income, but while working part-time hours if they choose. And the way that I ended up here is after I left wasn't really a 9 to 5 because I really worked like 60 hours a week, but left my 9 to 5 and I decided I wanted to enter the fitness industry. And so I started working at a gym, managing a gym, And I was also very interested in nutrition. I'd studied nutrition in college, and I was doing my precision nutrition and loved their approach to coaching nutrition. And so I decided, hey, that's a path I want to pursue. And so when I got through my precision nutrition certification, I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and really ready to take on the world and change lives with this new method that I had just learned. But the problem that I think a lot of coaches can relate to is, you finish up your certification, you had all these great ideas about how you're going to change the world in your head, but then you're wondering, now what? Where's the clients? Where's the people that I can help? And so I'll never forget it. I remember I was just finishing up a day where I opened up the gym at like 5 a.m. I spent most of the day there. 8 p.m., got home, got some dinner on the stove, and I opened up my computer to start working on my online nutrition coaching business and trying to find some clients. And at that time, I had a few guinea pig clients, didn't really pan out. I was really focusing on trying to find online clients. And I opened up my computer and I Googled how to find clients online. And the funny thing about that is that I actually ended up getting served one of those Google ads for like Indeed or Monster, like a job board, as if Google was mocking me, or as if the people at Indeed's media buying team was like, anybody who wants to be a coach is probably going to fail. Just give them, keep showing them job ads and maybe they'll just get a job instead.
Oh my God, that is priceless.
Yeah. And so the thing is, I did really struggle, and I'm really glad I persisted, because now, back in 2015, that's when I was able to fully support myself with my online nutrition coaching business. Like, I had persisted, I'd gotten help, I'd gotten mentorship, figured out a few little tips and tricks that really allowed my business to thrive. And then by 2016, I had a staff of 6 coaches and a staff of 10 people, and was really on a big growth path. And so along the way, I'd learned a lot about growing a coaching business and a lot about coaching. So I actually teamed up with my now partner in business, and we created a nutrition coaching certification. But then I realized I don't want to compete with the precision nutritions of the world. I want to be complementary. And a lot of the people who I was certifying at that time, I was like, I'm going to show them how to find clients in the certification. And what I found is so many of them, all the positive feedback I got was, oh my gosh, it was so good to learn how to get clients. And I want to learn more about that. How do I learn more about that? And so I just kept teaching people more about that, learning more about that myself so I could teach it better. And that's really what led me to where I'm at today, because I absolutely love business. It's a fun game to play. And I absolutely love the impact that health and nutrition coaches can have on the world. And so it's a beautiful merger of the two.
Oh, I love that. That's great. I love that whole journey of you finding your own pathway to success and then really organically helping others to do the same thing. So, yeah, that's awesome. And tell us a little bit, I'd love for you to tell my listeners like where you are physically in the world right now, because we were just talking about that. And I think that they would be interested to hear about that too.
Yeah, so I live on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. It's absolutely gorgeous part of the world. And anybody who lives in Australia would know Noosa Heads, which is about a 30-minute drive north of me. It's like the holiday destination on the east coast of Australia.
Oh, that's so awesome. That is so great. And you've been there for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, I moved over here full-time 2.5 years ago to really make the relationship with my now wife a reality instead of being intercontinental.
That's awesome. Sounds great. Okay, cool. So you're there, you're in Australia, you are, living the dream life that you've created for yourself, and you're helping people to build their businesses and having a ton of fun in the game of business, like you say, which I totally agree. It can be, we can let it be completely fun. So let's get into how to provide, because I know that one of the things that you take a stand for and help people with is to provide a VIP coaching experience. So I'd love for you to tell me more about this. Maybe we should start by you talking about what do you mean by a VIP coaching experience? Like, why is that important? And, maybe why would listeners want to create that inside their business?
To start off with what a VIP experience even means, the acronym VIP stands for very important person. And so what I think about is you want to make every client feel like a very important person, like they're potentially your only client. They want to feel that level of support. And if we also look at other industries and what is considered VIP, there tends to be a lot of things in a VIP experience in, let's say, concerts or the music industry that enhance the experience above and beyond what a general admission ticket would get. And so a VIP coach is one who is going to start thinking about what can I do for my clients that can enhance the experience they're already going to have. Because I'm a client experience nerd. I absolutely love figuring out ways to provide better and better experiences to my clients and helping coaches provide better and better experiences to their clients. And one of the things is if you just help somebody achieve their goal, that's great. But if they don't have a great experience in the process, then it's what Joey Coleman from Never Lose a Customer Again calls the lukewarm bath. It's like, it's all right. You took a bath, you probably relaxed. Like, it's probably more than you would have done if you were just running around doing groceries. It's probably all right. It's nice. But what if instead you had a bath that was the perfect temperature and there were rose petals everywhere and essential oils and somebody came and served you breakfast? It's like, that's the difference between a VIP experience and just your general admission is, somebody can go buy a meal plan or somebody can go, follow a super cheap plan online and maybe they can reach their goal. Granted, they might not sustain it. They might not be able to say, I had a great emotional experience with that, but maybe they hit their goal. It might be a lukewarm bath. They're probably not raving to as many people about it. Whereas with a VIP experience, they get a bit more bells and whistles. They feel that solid emotional experience with the process, and they feel supported. And to me, I have offered the entire range. I've offered low ticket, low touch programs. And I've offered high ticket, high touch programs, more of a VIP experience. And I can tell you from looking at the data that the amount of people who make it through to the end of a low ticket, low touch program is very low. Somewhere between like single digit percentages to like maybe 30% if it's structured really well. And then for the high ticket, high touch, there's always going to be some people who pay money and then never do anything about it. They think that's where their work ends. But the majority of people, more like 80% plus of the people, get through to the end and they have a great experience and they get at least some result. So it's actually better for the clients to be having that higher ticket, higher touch experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can totally see that, of course, and those stats on completion rates of a lower ticket, low touch program. That speaks for itself for sure. So definitely from the client perspective, it's for sure would be much more desirable. Tell me a little bit more about from the coach's perspective. And you started to touch on it a little bit, I think, when you were talking about raving fans and referrals and things, but tell me a bit more about what you've seen in terms of how does creating something like this benefit a health coach who, tell me about that. What does it do for a health coach's business?
Absolutely. And the thing is, I talk to a lot of health coaches. It's like I run a community for health coaches. I coach health coaches. And so I know most health coaches, that's not where their career started in health coaching. Most of them career started elsewhere. My career started elsewhere. That's my story too. And so I think for a lot of us, we left the past career, one, because it felt like maybe it wasn't a good work environment, I've heard people describe their work environments as toxic. For some of them, they wanted to just get out of that grind or that day-to-day drudgery. We also don't sometimes feel like we're having the impact we want to have on the world in our 9-to-5. So I know that a lot of coaches got out of their 9-to-5 to have a bigger impact on the world, but also to have a bit more time freedom, not to have to put in for leave for work, to, be able to control your own income, control your own hours, be there for your family when you need to be there for your family. So the thing is, I understand that for some people listening, the VIP experience might sound like the antithesis, the opposite of what they were hoping to build when they left their 9-to-5. Because it sounds like if you're providing a VIP experience, you're going to have loose boundaries. You're going to have to always be there for your clients. You're going to be after answering text messages at 10 p.m. You're going to have to work around the clock in order to provide that experience. But the thing is, for the coaches who I've mentored in particular, what we teach in the VIP experience in the blueprint that we show them is that you actually don't have to spend more time with your clients to provide them a better experience. That's a really common misconception. And the thing is, I just hired a personal trainer for myself, and it came down to two people. And one of them was like, yeah, so my price includes this much contact time. I think it was like 7 hours of contact time per month and blah, blah, blah. And I heard that and I was like, whoa, I got to spend 7 hours over the course of I'm busy. Like, I got to spend 7 hours with you to get this result. I was kind of just hoping that you would help me get the result in the shortest possible time, in the easiest possible way. But you're telling me it's going to take at least 7 hours of me being face to face with you. And that actually turned me off. And I went with the other guy who was like, yeah, so, what's your schedule like? How much time can you commit to on any given week? And, what would be ideal for you in terms of how often we speak on Zoom? And I'm quite busy at the moment. And so for me, that felt really good. And I had this aha moment around the VIP experience not taking more time when one of the coaches who went through my certification program, they worked with lawyers in particular. And she was doing email check-ins and trying to book in an hour-long Zoom call with them every single week. And a lot of them were like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, I get 100 email-long email threads every single day on the projects that I'm working on for work. I don't want to be in my email outside of work. They were like, I'm not really interested. I don't really have the time to get on a call with you for an hour per week. And what we ended up realizing is if we adjusted her process, she switched to using Voxer. And so they had unlimited Voxer access to her, but she set office hours. And so they knew that they could get a response sometime between, let's say, 9 to 5. Wasn't guaranteed to be immediate, but they knew that they would get a response. So they could ask questions as they came up. So that eliminated 1 hour of calls with every single client every single week. And because she didn't have to write up super long emails, we came up with a way that she could do a quick video check-in using Loom. And instead of spending like 30 minutes typing up notes from an hour-long call and sending it over email and doing these long email check-ins, she was able to do a quick 3-minute Loom video check-in each week. And she massively reduced the amount of time that she was spending on any individual client, and at the same time improved their experience. So the benefit to the coach is that you're going to provide a better experience to your clients. That means that they're going to want to stick around longer. That means that they're more likely to tell other people like them that they're having a great experience. And the benefit to you is that you can actually build in systems to deliver that reduce the amount of time that you have to spend on every single client. I think at the kind of peak of my organization, we would spend about an hour on a client when they were in their onboarding week. And then we would spend about 20 to 30 minutes per client on their just regular maintenance kind of week to week schedule. And so it doesn't have to take a ton of time on a weekly basis per client to provide that VIP experience.
That is such an excellent point, because I think that a lot of coaches miss that in the beginning, especially for like relatively new coaches who want to like over provide, right? Like, I think that is the impulse, is just to over deliver, like tons. Let me throw in like tons of extra time with me, so that to kind of like justify your pricing, or, to sort of, make you feel less of an imposter in the beginning, all of that kind of stuff, right? But that over delivery it can overwhelm and drown a client, and exactly like you said, like be less appealing to a busy person who they're like, I don't have time for that. And that it actually makes your package less appealing. So it's such an excellent point. But I love what you said about that story, those examples of different ways that you can deliver a high level experience that actually takes less of your time. And that is a beautiful thing. That is definitely going to be music to my listeners' ears for sure. So do you have other examples of like other ways that you can build in more like high touch or more of that like VIP wraparound feeling for your clients without it actually taking more of your own time?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's important for coaches to also understand that part of delivering the VIP experience is that you don't need to coach as many clients because you can actually charge accordingly. And we probably don't have a lot of time to get into the mindset of premium pricing at the moment. But the thing is, like a lot of the coaches who I mentor are charging $500 per month or more for their packages. So a lot of them have $3,000 6-month packages. And so if you imagine right now, as a listener, what your income goal is for the year, and you divide that by 3,000, that's essentially how many 6-month client packages you have to sell in a year. And the thing that I've realized is when you provide a VIP experience, for us, when we switched to a 6-month VIP experience from a 3-month kind of like mid-touch experience, the 3-month mid-touch experience, we had a 4-month average retention rate over across a couple hundred clients. Now, when we switched to, we charged more, we had a longer commitment, 6 months, and people ended up sticking around with us until 9 months on average. And they were being charged about 2.5 times as much as when people were given a 3-month minimum commitment and they stuck around for 4. So the thing is, when you provide a VIP experience, there's more value, you can charge more. Therefore, there are less clients that you have to manage at any given time. If you're charging $500 per month, you only need 20 clients at any given time to be earning 5 figures in a given month. So you can provide, if you only have 20 clients per week, and like I said, on an onboarding week, it might be 1 hour of coaching them. And then on an ongoing basis, it might be a half hour of coaching them. That's about 10 hours of time, maybe up to 20 hours per week. So part-time hours that you're spending on fulfilling a great experience for your clients, and you're earning a 5-figure per month income. So the thing is, with the VIP experience, with the other examples I'll give, it's important to recognize that you have the option, if it fits your lifestyle, to keep your client load low. And when you keep your client load low, that gives you the opportunity to really tune in, see each of your clients as an individual, learn more about them as an individual, and then provide them these really beautiful experiences based off of what you've learned about them. And so I'll just give an example with like my team, for example, because with my team, I don't have a huge team. We have maybe 10 people in our organization. And the good thing about that is I have a personal relationship with each of them. And so last year, around the holidays, when I was thinking about what kind of gifts to give to my team, I knew each of them on a personal level. I knew their interests and their hobbies, and I knew, because we talk about it, I knew what they might be stressing about or what self-care activities they might have been ignoring when they really should have been doubling down on. And so because of that, I was able to provide a gift to everybody on my team based on what I knew about them. So I was able to give them a personalized gift. And so, one of the people on my team, she said that she wasn't really focusing enough on meal prep and feeding herself as well as she knew she could. So for her, I knew how many people were living in her household, and I got them a pretty much a private chef to come in and do a nice couple meals for them for a day.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's little experiences like that. And the thing is, in order to execute on an experience like that, that's really personalized, it's a lot easier when you've got a personal relationship with each client or with each member of your team. And that's something that I love, is providing that personalized gift, because I've joined business mentorship programs. I actually joined 2 that sent me the exact same welcome package, because it was probably like an off-the-shelf welcome package that you can get from one of those companies that just puts your logo over everything. And to me, it's nice. It's like, oh, there's a water bottle in there. Now I've got 2 water bottles with 2 different other people's brands on it. But, oh, there's some chocolate. I like the chocolate. But it was kind of forgettable, other than me telling now about it being a forgettable experience. It was kind of forgettable. But we've got some coaches who, their welcome packages are same for every client, but it is something that will help that client along the journey of that coach's coaching program. Now, one of the things that we're actually doing with our mentorship business is we are creating a journal, a daily journal, based off of the morning routines that we teach our coaches to put in place so that they can really dial in their identity. And we've got a nice little note that will go on the front page of each of those. And so those are just little examples of physical touch pieces that can make an experience VIP. And they really, when you're charging a premium, don't have to be a large percentage of like what you're charging. These things can be maybe like $50. And if you're charging $3,000, well, that's a pretty small percentage of what that client is bringing in. And if you also take a look at, the client might share a picture of that to their social media, which gets you in front of other people. They might, be more likely to have a better experience with you throughout the entire process and provide a referral. The return on investment for something like that is huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love this whole model that you're laying out because it works so well, like so cohesively to like provide that really up-leveled VIP experience for your clients, which means that you can raise your rates, charge appropriately, like charge premium rates for such an experience, and then they have a better experience. You have to take on fewer clients, which means you're able to practice better self-care and make more money and attend to your clients. And it just kind of like keeps on cycling. It's very synergistic. It really works well. And that's awesome. I love this. Tell me though, I would actually love to get into, like you mentioned a couple minutes ago about the money mindset piece of things, because that's really at the heart of this. Like you can't be providing a VIP experience for people and, the system kind of falls apart if you're not able to step into, that identity of charging more premium rates. So tell me, how do you help your clients with that element? Because that can be tricky territory for people.
Absolutely. So one of the things that I notice is a lot of coaches, they hear $500 per month and they almost cringe. They're like, I could never pay that. I don't know anybody who would ever pay that. And the thing is, we have so many coaches who that's their pricing and they have a very high close rate on sales. So I think it's important, if you don't believe that anyone would pay it, go out and find examples of people who that's what they charge and they're doing very well. They've got lots of clients. Because it's one of those things, it's like the 4-minute mile. It's like once we see that something's possible as humans, then we're like, okay, now I just need to know how. How do I get there? The other thing with the premium pricing is a lot of coaches I know, or a lot of coaches we've mentored, they start out charging somewhere in the $50 per month to like $200 per month range. And they see $200 per month as being expensive and towards the top of the range. And so what we'll often do is what we call confidence scaling, because if you show up to a sales call and you're used to charging $100 per month and then it comes to the close and you're about to say it's $3,000 for 6 months, then what I've found in reviewing people's sales calls is it comes off like this. It's like, all right, yeah, and the price is it's $3,000, but if you don't want to pay that, then we can maybe work out a payment plan or something, and blah. And then they just talk over it, and they sound super unconfident in delivering that pricing. And
yes,
yeah, and that's a real problem because people are hiring a coach to be a leader. People want a coach that's going to be able to lead them towards their goal. And so a leader is not somebody who lacks confidence. So if you get to the end of the call, that's where you're going to lose it if you are not confident in your pricing. So what we'll often do is what we call confidence scaling, because it's a lot easier to go from, let's say, $200 per month to charging $250 per month. And so then the next call they get on, it's like, okay, I'm going to charge $250 per month. And it doesn't feel like as big a jump. And so they'll have more confidence when they're delivering that pricing. And so then they land that client at $250 per month, and then jumping to $300 per month doesn't seem that big of a jump. And so they actually can increase their rate with each new client that they enroll into their program until they hit that 500. And it was a gradual process and it's not as painful. So that's one of the ways that we've helped coaches get up to premium pricing. And in regards to the lack of confidence in delivering the price at the end of the call, something we often do in our mentorship program is we will link up mentees and we'll have them role play sales calls or role play their new offers with each other, because it's really low stakes when you're role playing with another student or another coach. And it just gets you that repetition of being able to stand there and confidently say, and for everything that I just described right there, it's $3,000 for the next 6 months. And just shutting up and saying it confidently. And when they get those reps in the lower stakes environment, it's good because it builds the confidence. It builds those grooves in the brain. Like, yeah, it's only $3,000 for the next 6 months. And that way, when they're getting on a call where there are stakes, either the person signs up or they don't, that's the stakes. The confidence is there. They've already practiced it. And so I think practicing and role playing and saying it to yourself while you're going throughout your house, it's like, yeah. And to work with me, it's only $500 per month. It's only $500. It's only $3,000 for 6 months to completely change your life and really talking yourself up, your program up, and the transformation that the client's going to have, and really believing that the transformation the client's going to have is going to be worth it. I think it's important also to put out of your head what other people are charging. It's important not to look at what Weight Watchers is charging. Important not to look at what Noom is charging or what the Beachbody coach down the street is charging. It's like, you just got to focus on you and what you can do for your clients.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Put the blinders on. Yes, absolutely. And I love that what you just said about the repetition. It's kind of like building muscle memory for practicing your sales pitch and your sales calls and all of that. So yeah, those are very useful tips. Thank you. I have absolutely loved this conversation. I love this model that you're laying out for people and how, it's really going to work for a lot of listeners to step into this more VIP experience, create more ease, and create better results for your clients. So I know that my listeners are going to have loved what you just shared with us. But before we go, tell people where they can go to learn more about you and the work that you do.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a fun conversation, Kim. And if anybody wants to learn a little bit more about me and see some of the free classes that both me and my partner in business, Kate, have put out, we have a Facebook group called the Online Nutrition Coach Community. It is for nutrition and health coaches and RDs who want to figure out, how can I build a VIP coaching business that earns me that full-time income working part-time hours? And we do live classes every single week in there. We're going to have Kim in there for an awesome training on how to get referrals from MDs. So we bring in guests as well as teaching our own methods. And you can find that if you go to beyondmacros.com/community. You can opt in for that, and you'll also get some of our best trainings emailed to you. Or you can just go to Facebook and search Online Nutrition Coach Community, and you should find us right at the top of that Facebook search.
Yeah, awesome. Perfect. Definitely check that out. And I am looking forward to our conversation and doing that training with you. That's going to be so fun. Thanks for being such an awesome guest, and have an amazing day.
My pleasure. Thank you, Kim.
Okay, I hope that you enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. Matt gave us so many great ideas and suggestions, and I would really love to know what your big takeaway was from today. Let me know by finding me on Instagram. I'm at Dr. Kim Foster, and tag me in a post or send me a DM. I'm always keen to hear from listeners. All right, that brings us to the end of this episode, so have an amazing day, and I will talk to you again next week. Thanks so much for listening. If you are ready to build a coaching business that gives you freedom and flexibility and allows you to make a meaningful impact in the world, but you're not really sure how to get started or what you need to do to attract the perfect clients and grow your income, then let me be your coach. I would love to teach you my exact framework, my proven method for how I created a freedom-based business for myself and how I've helped dozens of clients do the same thing and create a life that is better than their dreams. Get started by heading over to drkimfoster.com/business training, and there you can sign up for my free online training called The 4-Part Formula for Replacing Your 9-to-5 Income with a Coaching Business You Love.